Hey everybody, welcome back around to the Blog and Grill. I'm your host, Doug, here with your video blog for June 21st, 2014 weekend edition of the blog today. Got a lot to get through to today. Definitely, I'm going to have your New York sports update as we look at a win for the Yankees and a loss for the Mets last night. MLB action as we'll talk standings as we get towards the halfway point of the season. FIFA World Cup update as well. We'll look at your table standings, your schedule, and a little bit of the United States as they get ready for a big matchup with Portugal tomorrow. But first I want to get to some NBA trade rumors that have surfaced really within the past 24 to 36 hours. A big trade definitely coming for Kevin Love. Kevin Love, who asked to get out of Minnesota, is now on the trade block and trades are being listened to. The two that I've really heard a lot about are with the Warriors looking to trade David Lee and Klay Thompson for Kevin Love. I think that is a absolute, they're giving up way too much. I think Golden State cannot give up Klay Thompson. I guess they could give up David Lee because you still have Bogut. You got to keep Klay Thompson. I think the guy that you could get rid of is Harrison Barnes. They need to, if that trade goes down, they need to switch Thompson for Barnes and really look to bring in a first or second round draft pick as well. That's the only way I see that trade really going down and being fair, okay? And really, the other trade a lot of people are talking about, which I do like a little better, Nuggets want Love and Kevin Martin to come, and they will give up Kenneth Faried, Wilson Chandler, and a first-round pick, which is not a bad trade. I kind of like it. Ultimately, I think he could end up in Denver with his teammate Kevin Martin, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this guy. He's a big-time free agent. Scores the ball well, rebounds well, doesn't really play defense, but I think he can be a contender on a team, but he's not going to be a one. He is not going to be your top player on your team. He cannot get the Minnesota Timberwolves to the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see. We'll keep you updated on all things Kevin Love as we move through this free agency period. All right, let's head to Brazil, your FIFA World Cup update. First, I want to talk briefly about the United States. U.S. set to play Portugal tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Cristiano Ronaldo will likely be in the lineup for Portugal. No word yet on, we know for the U.S., Josie Altidore is out with the hamstring injury. And also, Clint Dempsey will not wear a mask on his broken nose. He's going to go no mask on the nose just because he struggles to breathe with that mask on. No word yet on who's going to start. It could be Aaron Johansson starting in Altidore's spot, or they could move Clint Dempsey up. And then there's also been no word on whether John Beasler will start or Jonathan Brooks, the hero from Game 1, will get the start. We're going to have a lot more. I will tweet out stuff about the U.S. soccer team once we get information on who's going to be starting and who's going to be playing where. We'll get you updates on that as well. Let's go now and look at your table standings as teams are starting to lock themselves in for the knockout round. So let's go to that briefly here. Table A really still up for grabs. Group A really still up for grabs. Brazil, Mexico at the top with 4. Croatia has 3. And Cameroon has 0. Okay. Netherlands and Chile are in Group B. Group C, we have Colombia, who's going to be in. Ivory Coast, Japan, and Greece still up for grabs for those second spots. Costa Rica in Group D. Italy and Uruguay will fight it out for that last spot. England has been eliminated. France will be in Group E. Ecuador, Switzerland will fight it out. Honduras eliminated. Group F, Argentina, Iran, Nigeria, Bosnia, they still have to play all their Game 2s. Group G, as we know, the group of death, Germany, USA, Ghana, Portugal, they still have to play their second games. And Belgium, Russia, South Korea, Algeria still have to play their games as well. Let's just take a quick look at your schedule for the weekend. Today we're going to have Argentina, Iran, that'll be at noon. Germany, Ghana at 3, and Nigeria, Bosnia, Herzegovina. That game will be at 6. And best case scenario for the U.S., Germany and Ghana somehow tie. And then tomorrow we got some big games as well. Belgium, Russia at noon. South Korea, Algeria at 3, and United States in that big matchup with Portugal at 6 o'clock. We'll keep you updated on all things FIFA. I'm going to be tweeting out stuff about the United States starting lineup when that information becomes available. All right, let's go to Major League Baseball. We're going to kind of finish up the show with some Major League Baseball stuff, your New York sports update. Let's go to the standings, and the standings in Major League Baseball are tight. In about 3 out of the 6 divisions. All right, we got Toronto on the top in the East with the Yankees a game and a half back. Baltimore still in striking distance at 3.5 back. In the Central, Detroit up on Kansas City by a half game. Then we got Cleveland 3 back, White Sox 5 back, Minnesota 5 back. So those teams are all still in it. Oakland has a nice hefty 6-game lead over the Angels. Atlanta, half-game lead over Washington, game lead over Miami, 3.5 back are the Phillies. Milwaukee has a 5.5-game lead over St. Louis. And out west, San Francisco continues to struggle, but they still have a nice 4-game lead over the Dodgers. All right, so first I just want to go briefly inside the wild card standings, just to give you a look at those. The wild card races are crazy. In the American League, Yankees, Angels have the 2 wild card spots, with Kansas City a game and a half back, Baltimore, Seattle 2 back, Cleveland 3 back, and in the National League, we have the Dodgers and the Cardinals in the wild card spots. Nationals a game back, Marlins a game and a half back, Reds 3, Pirates 3.5. All right, so my question is, who will make a run at a division crown? And really the team I look at to make this run is going to be the Dodgers. San Francisco Bats have kind of cooled. Their pitching hasn't been as well. They're not playing great on the road. Dodgers need to play better at home. They're 4 back. I could see the Dodgers winning that one. And the team that I think could fall out of a playoff spot is Toronto. I think Toronto hits too many home runs. They're a power team. They're good. They have older pitchers that could struggle late in the year. I could see them faltering, and I could see the Yankees winning that division, and Kansas City and Los Angeles being your wild card teams in the American League. New York sports update. Last night, Yankees win 5-3. They're now 6 games over 500, a game and a half back of Toronto. Carlos Beltran, a defining 3-run walk-off home run. Hiroki Kuroda was good, ran into a wall. He went 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned a walk, and 6 strikeouts. Today at 105, we'll have Bud Norris, 6-5 with a 3.73. Versus the Yankees, Vidal Nuno, 1-3 with a 5.90. Mets lose at Miami 3-2. That series is at 1-1 in a 4-game set. Mets 33-41 with a 5.5-game deficit between them and the top. They'll play again today at 4:10. Jacob deGrom 0-4, still looking for his first win with a 4.39, and Tom Kohler 5-5 with a 3.84. Like I said, I'm going to be on Twitter all weekend talking FIFA, talking NBA free agency. Tune into that stuff as well. I'm going to be back on Monday to talk more FIFA, NBA, MLB, and we're going to start getting you ready for the NBA draft on Thursday, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Always remember to follow me on Twitter, YankeeBaller415. That is YankeeBaller415. Comment on my page. Leave me a question. I'll answer it live on the blog. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning into the Blog and Grill. I'll be back on Monday. Have a great weekend.